So first of all, let me welcome you to ForumIAS. Okay. So the subject which we are going to start, what is the name of that subject? Public Administration. Have you heard this name? Like, no, I am asking like whether you have heard some positive things or negative things for this subject. Yeah. Very good. Okay. So we are going to start this subject, that is public administration. Right? We are going to take around 120 days for completing this paper, that is public administration. Right? The good thing is that you people have studied, I think, something related to general studies. So this subject you need to study only after studying some general studies, right? And I hope you people have studied what? GS2, right? Polity. Then, acha, this subject is very close to polity, governance and constitution. So it is good. Matlab, if you have studied, then it means that you will be able to understand this, right? See, before starting this any optional subject, you must know what is the role of any optional subject in UPSC. You know that? What is the role of optional in UPSC exam? Like, can you tell? Okay. What else? Okay. Important. Important in what sense? Important means in what sense? Okay. That is very general. It is said in optional you can score around 70% marks. Okay. What else? Just try. Matlab, see, this is for. Hmm. 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 Very good. Hmm. So you people know the structure of exam, prelims, right? So we are having mains paper, right? So first paper of mains is okay. Essay. How much marks? Right? GS1. How much marks? GS2. How much marks? GS3. GS4. 250. Optional subject, how much? How much marks? 500. Paper 1, paper 2, right? So total 500. Okay. At the interview? How much? 200? Good. 275 marks. Right? See what happens. See, since you have started, like in matlab, from when you people are preparing? Okay. And you? March. Acha. Okay. See, one thing I will suggest, I always suggest, if you are preparing for UPSC, focus little bit on research, right? Research about GS1, research about GS2 means how much marks UPSC is giving, how much marks you need to get for becoming IAS, right? So on an average, if you will see, right, for becoming IAS, I hope you came for this only, right? IAS, okay. Some students want this IPS, very good service, and some people also come basically for foreign service. Although this is central service, but in reality, if you will see the pay, perks and facilities, these three can be considered as a very good service, right? So for this, you will see that on an average, we need 1000 marks in how much? 1750 marks. 1750 how? 1000 GS, 500 optional, and 275 is what? Your interview, right? So in GS, 1, 2, 3, 4, like have you checked like what was the marks of topper? How much average marks, any idea? Achha, these things please write. Okay? These things are very good for motivation, and also you should be very clear exactly what is your goal in this exam. Right? So if you'll see the average marks, see here I am trying to tell you what is the importance of optional subject for scoring 1000 marks or for getting IAS as a service, right? So in GS1, if you will see, 100 marks is considered as good marks, right? Although people are also scoring like 110 marks. In GS2, 100 and just take 100 marks, because in GS, we have also seen score something like 130 marks this year, 2022. In GS3, again 100 marks is considered good. This year, very less marks UPSC has given, so even 99 marks is considered very good as per this year standard. When it comes to GS4, GS4 right from 2013 has always been very scoring. That is very good about this subject. You can very easily score 110 to 140 marks in this paper, and this year one person has even scored 141 marks in GS4, right? So we are getting something around 420 marks from GS. That should be our target, right? And all these things are based on your result analysis. I am not telling you. If you'll see, if you'll do the research, then you will find that this much marks you are getting. Acha, one more thing. This I am telling you from the perspective of general category, right? If any other category is there, so little bit less marks you can consider, right? Now come to essay. Essay 140 marks must be your target. Anyhow, you must score 135 to 140 marks. Right? Then come to 250. है ना? 250. Only interview consists of 275, rest all are 250, 250, 250, 250. Okay? Since optional is having two papers, so 250 plus 250 is 500. Okay? Then in interview, if you will see, the good marks, or what you can say performance is good, is 180 plus marks. Right? So 420, 520, ठीक है? Then 60 means 580 680,740. So total कितना हुआ 800 ना, around 800. What is your target? See, it will not be 800, it will be around 760 or 780, something like that. ठीक है? And your target is how much? 1000 marks. Right? So what I am trying to tell you, even if you are scoring the best marks in essay, interview and GS, even after that you need to score something around 250 to 300 marks, right, in optional subject for becoming IAS. Right? You have no other option other than scoring 200 to 300 marks out of 500 in your optional. And as you told, in optional it is possible to get how much marks? 70% marks. So 300 by 500, around near about 70%. Right? Number one. Number two, the good thing about optional subject is it is predictable. Right? This is not predictable. This I am telling you on the basis of research, but reality is that people who are scoring 140 marks, if you'll ask them, in reality they also don't know what strategy they have applied. But in optional, people will tell, okay, I have read this book, I have written like that, because optional is not general studies. Optional is completely in-depth study of any subject. Right? So the good thing about optional is that the marks which you need to score is completely in your hands. UPSC doesn't have much, what you can say in that, because usually what we see in GS marks are kind of very, the gap is very high. So people are scoring 90 marks on an average, right, in GS. But the highest in general will be 110, 115. Okay? 140, 130, one or two people will score. So what is the gap between this and this? Around 25 marks. Right? But in optional, what you will see, people are also scoring 250 marks and people are also scoring 320 marks. So what is the gap? 70 marks. So what is the highest in PubEd until now? Any idea? In new pattern, I'm not asking in, like highest was in 2012, but that was old pattern. No. The highest until now was in 2016, 332 marks. Right? 332 marks. The highest marks scored in this optional subject. Right? Okay? So you should be very clear about this optional, right? Okay, now we will come to public administration as a subject. So have you seen the syllabus of public administration? Like you have seen the syllabus? Huh? Okay, we are having syllabus. Okay. So one thing I will say, if you are reading this optional, okay, so wherever you are reading, put this paper in front of you and please try to remember each and every word, okay, meaning, scope and significance of public administration. Every word, okay, you should remember. You are having this? You have seen that, or first time you people are seeing? Acha, you have seen that now? By heart you should remember this. Okay? This along with GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. Right? Because what happens, if you will see the question paper of UPSC is asking question around these keywords. Right? Let us say this is keyword what? Constitutionalism. Right? But if you'll observe the paper, public administration paper, 3 to 4 times UPSC has asked question on this subject, that is constitutionalism. Problem is that if you are not remembering the syllabus, the moment you are seeing the paper, you will feel that first time I am seeing this word. This is a very big problem with aspirants, so please don't do that. Please remember keywords of optional plus, write this, remember keywords of syllabus of public administration. Keywords of public administration syllabus along with syllabus of general studies, paper 1, 2, 3 and 4. ठीक है? Okay. Now what is the benefit of this optional in UPSC exam? Right? This you should be very, very clear, because if you are clear on what aspect this optional is going to help you, it will be very easy while you are studying general studies. So just tell me, like, how you are studying GS? Like, you are doing by self-study or what? Acha. Okay. And you? Okay. A foundation. Acha, okay. See, one thing I will tell you. You may have studied polity and governance. Right? Okay. So what happens? In prelims, every year around 15 to 20 questions are coming from this theme. Okay, 15 to 20 questions. Sometimes around 25 questions are also coming. So in public administration, we are covering this from the perspective of prelims. Right? So what will happen, since we are covering this part here, so for prelims you can focus on other aspects such as geography, economics, history. Right? Now come to mains. Right? Now come to mains. So in GS1, there is one portion that is called society. You have seen this, communalism, urbanization. In syllabus it is written. That part we are covering in public administration. Okay. In GS2 basically polity, social justice, we are covering in public administration. It means that we are covering around 80% of paper 2 in this optional. Right? What else is remaining here? International relation. So that we are not covering. For international relation, you need to be completely updated in current affairs. Right? For example, our Prime Minister is on visit of what? USA. Right? So that part is going to come in your international relations. Right? In GS3, there is one part that is disaster management, and a very small topic, that is a very small topic and very simple topic also, that is internal security. Right? So this part also we are going to cover in this optional. Acha, if you are facing any problem, like you want to ask any question, you can ask anytime, right? Okay. You're writing this, na? Please write this. Now come to GS4. GS4, except philosophers, right? Case studies, although we are not covering directly, right? Although we are not covering directly, but indirectly in this optional we are covering case studies, because what will happen, let us say question is coming that you are a district magistrate of a district and some incident happened. Now what will be your response? See, what will happen, as a student of public administration, you will be very clear on what exactly are the functions of district magistrate. What are the powers of district magistrate? So what will happen in GS4, whenever you are solving any dilemma, right, which UPSC every year, I think 2 to 3 case studies are directly related with civil service or public administration, there this optional is going to help you a lot. Case studies, around 5 it will come, right? Around 5 it will come. One case study will be around 25 marker, 1 or 2, rest will be 20 marker. So what will happen? So 3 case studies will be like this, and this is every year. Like you are a superintendent of police, right? You are secretary and working under the minister. Now minister is giving you some, let us say, illegal order. And let us say this is the situation, you need to build one canal, and minister is saying, which is like usual practice, okay, make one new map of the this canal, that canal should pass from my village. That is kind of standard practice followed in every state. Now question will come, what you will do as a secretary. See, what will happen, sometimes this thing is also not bad. What we always think is negative. See, minister is saying maybe he is wrong. But many times it may be possible that if that canal is passing from that village, maybe more people are benefited. That may also be the case. That is what UPSC wants you to write. And what people are writing? Okay, this is illegal. He can't interfere in my work. This is corruption. I will leak it to the media. So if you want to leak in the media, then obviously why you joined civil service? You should have become activist. So these things they are checking while giving you case study. But public administration really help much when it comes to case studies. This is part B. Have you seen ethics paper? Have you seen? Acha. See, do one thing, regularly try to see UPSC previous year question paper of GS 1, 2, 3, 4, essay as well as optional. See, what will happen? If you are seeing the paper, right, then you will get to know whether what you are studying is beneficial or not. Right? Let us suppose you are reading public administration, right? After 10 days, so some chapter 1 will be over. Just open UPSC PYQ and just see whether you are at least understanding the question which UPSC is asking. Whether you can write or not, that is different thing. But at least you must understand the question what they are asking. Right? So please do that for GS 1, 2, 3 as well as for 4. See, why I am always talking about this? Tell me. I am always talking about optional plus GS. Because this exam is, if you want to crack, you need to score in both. Right? Neither GS alone can ensure your selection, neither any optional alone can ensure your selection. Although I am not talking about interview, but reality is that all three, if they are working together, then only you are going to be in the list. But interview, we don't talk much, because after the mains result, we are having kind of enough time for preparation of interview, and interview is nothing but optional plus GS, how you are articulating in front of let us say 5-6 members, right? And interview is based on, what they will do, they usually give one very big form that is called DAF, detailed application form. It will be like 10 pages. So they will ask, what is your hobby, from place of your birth, any extracurricular activity, your degree, everything they will ask you. Your optional subject, whether you have given attempt more than one, and if you have given attempt more than one, what was the outcome, they will ask. Right? And when you will appear in front of them, so simply they will read that and they will ask the question. Right? So remember that. And if you are taking optional of social science, obviously social science is very close to general studies paper. General studies is in reality what? Social science in a very general way. Right? Plus part A. Have you seen the syllabus of part A? Civil services, role of civil services in democracy. Right? In part A, we are having this kind of theme in ethics, integrity, and aptitude. These things we are going to cover in public administration. Similarly, there is one topic in your optional, that is administrative ethics, which indirectly is 50% part of ethics, integrity, and aptitude. That completely we are going to cover in this optional. Right? You have written? Okay. Right? Now come to our approach. How we are going to start this subject, that is public administration. So public administration consists of two paper 1, paper 01 and paper 02. $250 marks for paper 1 and 250 marks for paper 2. Right? Paper 1, if you will see, is more theoretical. Theoretical means what are the theories in administration? What is organization? What are different kind of thinkers, right? These all are we are going to cover in paper 1. Paper 2 is simply application of the theory, right? Application of the theory Which theory? That I will tell. Application of theory. See why I'm telling you now, so that you are not becoming confused in future. See, application of this theory can be from any perspective. Indian administration, US administration, French administration. आया समझ में? That is what I am telling. So what UPSC has done, this application in your syllabus is limited to our country, that is Indian administration. But for getting complete picture of this optional, we need to read very much about US administration. Right? Because this discipline, public administration, is completely American-centric discipline. Right? For example, just read the thinkers. Wilson, views of public administration. Wilson, views of public administration, or vision of public administration. Now, who is this Wilson? He was the American president responsible for League of Nations. What is this League of Nations? Later, this body came to be known as United Nations. Right? So, without understanding American administration, American history, you can't understand public administration. Right? So, we are going to read very much about American history, American society, American economics, as well as role of administration, constitution, and politicians. Similarly, right, one keyword is there, good governance. Have you heard about this? Good governance. Who gave this keyword? World Bank. Now, World Bank is dominated by which country? USA. USA is selecting who is going to be the director of World Bank. Right? Similarly, Chapter 2, Scientific Management and Scientific Movement, Classical Theory, Weber's Bureaucratic Model. So, have you heard this name, Weber? You studied. Where you studied? Acha. So, Weber is, in reality, is sociologist. Max Weber, a German thinker, very famous sociologist. See what will happen, one thing I will tell you. You take any optional of social science, PSIR, PubEd, philosophy, sociology, you need to understand more or less same thing. So Max Weber you will find everywhere. Right? Everywhere. Because because these people are the basis of foundation of social science. Right? One more thinker we need to study, because without him we can't even understand why this discipline originated, that is biologist Charles Darwin. You may have studied in 9th class, 6th class, 11th class. It is not given in your syllabus, but Charles Darwin has given one idea, that is origin of species, that we need to study, not for understanding what UPSC has given, but for understanding the background of origin of discipline of public administration. Right? Similarly, come to other very famous thinker. Right? His name is Herbert Simon. Full name is Herbert Simon. Acha, just observe one thing. Who is this guy? American president. He is what? Politician. Who is this person? Max Weber. He is sociologist. Charles Darwin is Herbert Simon is economist who won Nobel Prize in Economics in 1962 or 63, right? On working on machine which today is known by artificial intelligence. तो इसमें पवेट कौन हुआ? Who is from public administration? Right? Who is from public administration? So this person is economist, he is biologist, he is sociologist. That is why this discipline you may have heard is known as multidisciplinary. Right? Similarly, we will read about this person, McGregor. He is psychologist. Right? Mary Parker Follett. अच्छा, this I am simply telling you so that थोड़ा interesting हो जाए, right? है ना? This when we will understand, when we will read in very detail, we are going to read. But little bit background I am telling you so that it becomes very interesting. Mary Parker Follett was social worker. Like for 10 years, she worked with non-governmental organization, that is NGO. After that 10 years, she worked with municipality. Then 5 years, she worked with various industrial organizations, right? But this discipline is dominated by sociologists, right? This discipline is dominated by, psychologist, not sociologist. Okay, so lots of psychological ideas we are going to cover, which by the way is also there in your ethics, integrity and aptitude, right? Especially social psychology such as emotional intelligence, right? These things we are going to cover. Achha, one more thing, in essay UPSC has asked one question. I think it was in 2016. They asked one question on McGregor. In essay they asked, but they didn't tell that this question is about McGregor. See what UPSC will do. They will take the idea of Charles Darwin, they will frame one question, GS question. Only difference is that they will not write in bracket Charles Darwin. Now they will tell you, what do you think about this? Right? They have asked about Max Weber, the same idea which we are reading in public administration 2 times in GS4. By name they have asked. One very unique thing about 2 thinkers, that is Immanuel Kant and Max Weber, whenever UPSC is asking them, it is writing the name also. And that is a very big thing because that thing is associated with only one person, that is Mahatma Gandhi. That is the importance of Max Weber, Immanuel Kant and Mahatma Gandhi in UPSC. Directly UPSC is also giving name. So the moment it gives name, it simply means that UPSC wants you to give their idea. It doesn't want your idea. And if question is coming, let us say of Charles Darwin, but it is not mentioning the name, so you are free to write whatever you think is perfect for that question, right? So this discipline is very multidisciplinary. So we need to cover lots of economics, we need to cover little bit sociology, psychology, right? Biology, very like hardly even 2% we need to cover, but a starting point is Charles Darwin. IR also little bit we need to cover, right? So this was about theory. This administrative behavior is completely psychology, right? Communication. Karl Marx we will cover, but Karl Marx is going to come in last. Right? Because Karl Marx says that in from the sense of public administration, actually he wrote very less on public administration. I think he wrote 2 articles on administration. So Karl Marx says that administration or bureaucracy is nothing but, it is like a leech. It is exploiting poor people. He wrote in 2 papers. Because one law was made, for example, forest law. So take the case of Chhattisgarh, Telangana, right? So you have forest areas. Now one day British came and they told to tribals that you can't exploit this wood because we are the owner of wood. If you are exploiting this, this is the law. Truth is that tribals were originally living there only. Now one day you are coming and telling them, if you are taking wood, this is the law. We'll put you in jail. That is how Naxalism started. From where it started? West Bengal. The issue started from here only. Naxalism as a problem was started even before independence, during British time. Right? But it became very violent only after 1960s. Karl Marx comes, right, and he gives the idea that bureaucracy is a medium through which the rich people are exploiting poor people. Who made the law? Bureaucracy. Rich people didn't make law. Bureaucracy made the law. Order कौन निकालता? Who is publishing order? You have seen transfer order or anything? You have seen? Deputy secretary signed. Order आता है ना? For transfer, posting. Who is signing that? Deputy secretary. And who is deputy secretary? Bureaucrat. Okay. Have you heard of one thing that is delegated legislation? Have you heard about this? Many times question has been asked both in GS2 and GS2, GS4, Public Administration Paper 2, Public Administration Paper 1 essay. Many times question has been asked on this. In polity, you have studied about this. Delegated legislation. Right? Delegated legislation simply means that legislature, right, they are giving right to bureaucrat to frame laws, rules. Okay? So what they will do? They will misuse their power. How? They will keep some loopholes in that law so that they can make money. Right? Karl Marx says that these things, since you asked about Karl Marx we will read but very less, hardly just passing remarks on Karl Marx we are going to read that. Right? So, this is about your syllabus. Then we will read administrative behavior. Administrative behavior, again, we are going to read in last. Okay? Because this topic is little bit difficult without understanding thinkers. You may feel little bit difficulty when it comes to understanding various concepts. Right? Accountability and control is a very simple topic. Administrative law. See, please write this. Administrative law. UPSC is not asking much question on this these days. Right? From 3 years, we are seeing a new pattern that UPSC is not asking lots of questions or any questions on and they are from current affair actually. What you are saying, they are from current affair, right? This chapter is very important, that is comparative public administration and development dynamics. So after theory, these two chapters after theory, these two chapters are the major chapters from where question in UPSC is coming. ठीक है? So we are going to focus much on CPA as well as development dynamics. And good thing about specifically this development dynamics is that we are going to read lots of international relation plus economics in development dynamics, right? Then come to personal administration. Personal administration, first of all, is a very easy topic along with financial administration, right? It is easy to understand, and every year around 3 to 4 questions you will find either in paper 1 or in paper 2 in UPSC, right? So topic is important, and without, have you heard about this Administrative Reform Commission? So from where you can get the report? On internet it is available. हाँ, मतलब see, I will tell you one thing. ठीक है? You are preparing for this exam. ठीक है? Anyone is telling na shortcut में prepare, please don't do that. है ना? So if someone is telling go to market, take notes of second ARC, there it will be in very crisp. Please don't do that, because at least one time please read in detail, line by line. See, this exam demands 8 months of rigorous preparation. Remember this. So, why I'm telling you? Let us say you have read shortcut, but there may be people, students who have read second ARC line by line in detail. See, you will not feel the difference, but when copies are coming for evaluation, we can feel the difference. Okay, the language which one student write is a language of second ARC. ठीक है? So it may be possible that the person who have read second ARC but shortcut he has read, he may be writing, but the language may not be that much good as compared to the person who have read that report in a very detailed way. So why to do that? See what will happen. So from 1000, ठीक है, cutoff will start. Rank 1, let us assume 1000. In 920 marks, list will be over. ठीक है? So the person who scored 919 marks, he need to give prelims again. But if you will check the copy, so what will happen? Where he scored less as compared to this person. So in GS, where he was scoring 4 marks, he may have got 3.5. ठीक है? So reality is that we can't say that this person is less in anything as compared to this person. Lekin what is the perception? He may have not prepared well. He may have done some mistake. ठीक है? That is why I am telling you, please don't go for shortcut, even if some people will tell you, and people will tell. ठीक है? People will tell, because ultimately this is the exam of elimination. Right? Elimination. What is prelims? 99:1. 1% will be in, 99 will be out. Means 50% will be in, 50% will be out. Right? हाँ. So ऐसे मत करिएगा. अगर if anyone is telling you, at least just ask me. ठीक है? So whenever you are reading report, see shortcut reports which you need to read, that I will tell you. Right? There are lots of reports. You simply need to read one thing, that is summary of recommendation, nothing else. But second ARC, you don't need to read summary of recommendation. You need to, a student of public administration must read a second ARC report thoroughly at least one time. Just read the report. You will feel like you are watching the movie. It is written so, just like two rivers can never meet. Philosophically, they have written that report. You know who is the chairman? Who was the chairman initially? M. Virappa Moily. He is a politician. He is from Karnataka. Very learned person. If you will read his article, you will not feel that Neta is writing this. You will feel that very scholar is writing this. So these kind of persons have written that report. Okay. Now come to public policy. Again, important from UPSC. This public policy, right? Please write that. There are two magazines, 𝐂𝐻𝐚 and 𝐾𝐚. You know that? You have heard this name. 𝐂𝐻𝐚 and 𝐾𝐚. पता है ना? हाँ. Please read these magazines specifically for this topic. See, what I will cover in class, that is okay. I will also cover this. मतलब फिर भी I am telling you. Okay? I will also tell you what is covered in 𝐂𝐻𝐚, what is covered in 𝐾𝐚. I will also tell you. I will tell you everything. अभी थोड़ा सा और है ना? Just after 5 minutes, I am going to tell you this only. What you need to study, how you need to study, when and what I will tell you. Okay, I am simply telling you because, see, if you read on internet, strategy of public administration, you will find many things that read this, but how to read that? So at least as of now, just remember that 𝐂𝐻𝐚 and 𝐾𝐚 you need for public policy, number one. Then you need for rural development, right? That plus rural development. Plus urban local bodies. Plus urban local bodies. You're late, man. हाँ, yeah. इतना लेट? 1 घंटा हो गया यार. अच्छा, हाँ तो देखिए कितना बज रहा है. हाँ बैठिए, अच्छा कोई बात नहीं. अच्छा थोड़ा इंट्रोडक्शन दे दीजिए अपना, मतलब बैठिए आराम से, बैठ के बताइए. हम्म 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 अच्छा, okay. Okay. So just tell me, like, you have studied little bit GS, right? Okay. Acha. Acha, this video, just ask them, they will give you, right? Because 1 hour we have already covered. Okay. So you are a little bit familiar about this subject, public administration, syllabus, nothing. Acha, nothing. Of economics, right? Okay, good. Right. So anyway, we will continue. After that, just after class, just okay, we will discuss one-to-one. Okay. Because they have allotted like a specific time for us. We need to finish in that. 3:15, but still, but अब 1 घंटा फिर से नहीं कर सकते ना, ठीक है, राइट. सो पब्लिक पॉलिसी आई टोल्ड यू, रिमेंबर दीज 2 मैगजीन्स इन माइंड. ओके, financial administration again is important. UPSC is asking question from here. The good thing about financial administration is it is kind of easy to understand, and again the role of second ARC comes here, just like personal administration, right? So this was your paper 1. And one thing I will tell you, the crux of this discipline is basically chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3, 4. Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. So total we are going to take around 90 days for completing. See, 90 days is, Ajay, you have seen this. You have seen this. It is given on website. The same thing is, you have seen this. As I will show you. It is given on website. They have given, I think. See, this is a standard format they have given, but it may be possible that it may also take like 5-10 extra classes. Just go to the website and download this because it will help you. Please keep this, because what will happen, you will get notes also, handout. Okay, and handout is completely aligned with this. See here they have tentative class schedule, right? Just download this. Okay. So today's orientation class, then from class 0 to what we are going to cover, every topic is written, right? Okay, so here it is given how much class? Class 90. Okay, but 100 class you can expect, because what happened, in last I am taking some 6-7 classes only for one thing, that is current affairs in public administration or new developments in public administration this year, right? So new developments of 2 years I am going to tell you, right? So one thing I will tell you, chapter 1, 2, 3. Chapter 1, 2, 3 and 4 we are going to cover around, it will take 1 month, 1 to 1.5 months, right? So 40 to 50% we are going to focus only on one thing, that is theory. So my request is that when we are covering this part, that is theory, please be very, very regular, right? Because if you are not understanding theory in this discipline, then you are going to face one problem which is with many students, that is they are writing GS type answer. Okay, this is very common in social science discipline, very common problem. So if you want to avoid that, and obviously you should avoid that, because see one thing, when we used to prepare, we used to give exam with 2 papers, 2 optionals were there, right? So at that time we used to think, what is this? Hamesha padho, nothing we need to do. But now we think that that was the best time. Okay, so please be very, very regular when we are covering chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 and chapter 4. After chapter 4, by self-study you can do. Matlab, ekdam honestly I am telling you. By self-study you can cover this topic, accountability and control. Okay, then personal administration, then comparative administration and development dynamics, again is a very theoretical topic. After that, public policy again is a very theoretical topic, although very much linked with current affair, but very theoretical topic. After that, all topics are easy. Paper 2, right? If you will see, philosophical and constitutional framework of government, 2-3 topics are theoretical. For example, constitutionalism, government, constitutionalism, political culture, rest all are kind of easy to understand. But the problem is if you don't have good command on topic, you will write these answers as a student of General Studies Paper 2 of UPSC. Very big problem seen with students of public administration, which please try to avoid that, right? Okay, so 1.5 months we are going to give only chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. Then after we are going to cover everything else, because everything else is very simple to study, right? Okay, ये हो गया paper 1. So we will study Indian administration, but we are also going to study very much about US administration, US history, right? Now come to paper 2. So you searched on internet any book for paper 2? Acha, like, okay. See, you will find many books on internet for paper 1 and paper 2. Okay? For paper 1, there are some books that I will tell you. Okay, but the problem is related to what? Understanding that book. Like one book is very famous, New Horizons of Public Administration by Mohit Bhattacharya. But the problem is when you will read that book, you will not be able to understand even 2 to 3 lines. It takes 2 years also. That book is like some movie you will see and you will find that, okay, new thing I saw today. That book is like that. See, for paper 2, I will tell you, no book is there. Okay? If you are studying application of any theory, that application changes yearly wise due to current affairs. And the book which you are saying, they are only very, very old books, outdated. The data which they will give, it will be like 2009, 2011. And the latest book which is coming in public administration these days, they are not very much relevant for UPSC. They are more like MA, right? So paper 2, I will tell you, second ARC will be going to be our starting point. That is why I told you, even if you are not studying, we are going to cover this. Second ARC is going to be our starting point plus current affairs. Because the concept in paper 2, they are not very difficult to understand. For example, new localism. It's not very difficult to understand as compared to paper 1, let us say human relations theory, scientific management theory, decision making theory, right? So first we are going to cover concept, then we are going to cover what second ARC. For example, new localism, little bit second ARC also talks about new localism, right? Okay? Now how we are going to start? So I told you about 90 classes which we are going to have. Achha, before every class, you are going to get one handout, right? So when you are coming here, please read that handout, because that handout is, I think, mostly of 2 pages. Okay? For example, one I will show you. So first is what? First chapter is what? Introduction, right? Okay. So meaning, scope and significance of public administration. But we are not going to start from here, because one problem is there with UPSC syllabus, that the syllabus which they have given is incomplete. That is why there is problem in paper 1. First, it is not integrated. Second, it is incomplete. That is why I told you, please keep this in mind. Right? So, in class 2, you are going to start from human, state and public administration. See, I will give you a very brief idea, like what we are going to study in class 2. First, we will study how, with the evolution of man, how humans started living together. Right? And when they started living together, little bit sociology is there. They formed a group, let us say 3 people group. So one was responsible for managing water, one was responsible for security, one was responsible for, let us say, food, right? So 3 people were responsible for managing various things. This is what? Organization. What government is doing? One department is managing food, FCI, Food Corporation of India. Ministry of Home Affairs is managing internal security. Right? Then, abhi to I am telling you in very shortcut. In class 2, we are going to cover how this same thing resulted in the origin of state, and how with the rise of state, administration came into existence. Right? Then administration was in practice around like 1000 years. Right? That is why when you will read any book, it is written that public administration as an activity is as old as society. Right? Then there are some things which happened in USA, by which this administration became what? A discipline. Wahin pe hum, that we will stop in class 2. Then we will move to class 3. And that incident is known by this name, that is progressive era in USA. Acha, ek aur cheez. Whenever you are coming for the class, before coming class, one notes you will get. Okay, for example, this notes. ठीक है, this notes. I have done lots of hard work for preparing that. So paper 1 50 page, paper 2 around 45 page. You are a starter. You will take some time for understanding these things, but ask those people who are giving mains. ठीक है? Rather than reading 10 books, this notes which I have compiled from IGNOU, Fadia and Fadia, second ARC, Harvard University notes, NCLU, Singapore University, everything I have covered. So those people who are writing mains, you just ask them what is the relevance of this notes. They will tell you. Right? So you will be given notes like this. Just sit here, read for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes mein ho jayega. 5-10 minutes, just read this. Because what I will teach in class, more or less it will revolve around this. अब एक लाइन में तो नहीं रहेगा. Like Prussia, this will happen. This one thing, Prussia, we may be covering in like 50 minutes. Every class you will get. For every class you are going to get this. Total 90 notes you will get. Total classes are 90 na? Total 90 you will get. Right? This is for class 02. See, just read what is written. Human, state and likha hai. Just see here. है ना? Then you will get another public administration as an activity, progressive era. For every class you will get notes like this. And please come whenever you are coming here, thoda sa just read from internet. है ना? How you need to read? Let us say class 4 we are going to cover progressive era. Just open mobile, maybe just open mobile. Just write progressive era. Read from Wikipedia. ऐसा कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, ठीक है? Just read, see. मतलब whatever you can read, just read. Just sit here like 5-10 minutes before. Just read little bit. उससे क्या होगा? When I will teach you, it will be very easy for you to understand. है ना? Because one thing is there in social science. Sometimes we usually see that people say कि theory समझ में we are not able to understand much. Because actually social science came from philosophy. So for getting complete picture, you need to little bit understand philosophy. Right? Okay, and all the thinkers which we are having in social science initially, they actually belong from this era only. Right? So two things you need to do before coming to class. Just read what we are going to cover, and when you are coming here, you will be given one handout. Read that, which we are going to cover that in class. And sometimes one question will also be given to you, which you need to write. You will submit that. So what I will do, I will simply check ki A plus like that, grading will be there. Then assignment test will be there, and then full length test is there. Okay? So this was about class. Acha, how we are going to complete public administration. Okay, क्योंकि this much book you are reading, whether you need to read that or not, that is also one point. Okay, so first of all, stage 1. Okay, so you all want to give prelims in 2024, right? So कब है? 26th May. 26th May. Okay, so around October we are going to cover, मतलब finish everything. Okay, and in August, something like that, we are going to finish paper 1. So this stage 1 is basically up to August, right? So up to stage 1, what you need to do, don't read anything from outside, because this is what we can say basic concept building in class. So focus on the handout that I showed you, number 1. Then focus on class notes. ठीक है? See, I will dictate, but इतना भी नहीं कि पूरा copy भर जाए. That I will not do. है ना? Rather what we will do, we'll make diagram कुछ, है ना? Like that we will read. है ना? Diagram हो गया, then we will make table. ठीक है? That you need to write which is your class notes plus which paper you are reading. You? Okay. See, one thing I will tell you, Hindu is fine, but sir, for this optional, Indian Express can be considered as better than the Hindu. Because see, one thing you will observe that I don't think I need to tell you, Hindu is very good for IR. 70% time news are basically, editorials are basically from IR. Okay. Second thing is language. The language which Indian Express follow can be, you can tell that that is student's language. Hindu follows scholar's language. That is, this is the not the exam of language. Remember this. Right? Many people I have seen that they hardly know, like kind of below average English, and they have scored rank 2. And many times very good person, what English not able to complete crack CSAT. ठीक है? Because UPSC clearly says that this is not the exam of language. And from 2018, you know that 2018 what UPSC has done. You can give GS in any language. You can give interview in any language. You want to write in Tamil, you write. People are giving. One person, I think from Telangana, he was that person, he scored 2nd rank. 2nd or 5th rank, something he scored. So when he went for interview, 3rd rank, UPSC asked some guy from Delhi University to come. So first he was asking question in Telugu, then they were translating in English. Like that, after that he scored 3rd rank. Okay? That is why, see, Indian Express, one cover is coming, governance. Once a week they are giving this cover, governance and society. Okay? Once in a week you will find one cover is coming, complete pura page that you will find. See what, ये दोनों मिल के ना same thing they are covering, है ना? See see what is the मतलब, what is the impact, I will tell you. Just read Hindu for 10 days. Problem with Hindu is that paper is very good, scholar type paper, but it is very difficult to remember. Indian Express you can remember because the language which they write. Hindu is published from Chennai. Chennai is the city of scholars. Always it has been city of scholars and very great scholars, right? So that tone you will find in Hindu still today. Very interesting, very good. Mostly diplomats will write, mostly international level scholars will write. But in Indian Express, okay, मतलब उतना भी नहीं, है ना? So little bit down they will write, है ना? अच्छा, one more newspaper is there, New Indian Express. You have heard this? It is published in South. In that paper again you will find very tough language, है ना? For example, Deccan Herald, Deccan Chronicle, they are also kind of Indian Express type paper, but very good newspaper. Okay. Plus, you are reading any current affair, monthly current affair, किसी भी coaching का. See what, even if you are reading, not reading, but I will recommend you one thing. 9 p.m. Have you heard about this? ForumIAS 9 p.m. See, that is very good. Please don't ignore this. I will show you what I am telling you. Go to ForumIAS blog. See, this is what you need to refer. That is called shortcut. ठीक है? Go to ForumIAS blog. Okay. So there you will find this 9 p.m. brief. One section will come. So let us say 21st. Acha, every day it will come. Okay, every day it will come. See, just see what they have covered. Hindu Express, Live Mint, Business Standard, Times of India, Down to Earth. The most important thing is PIB. ठीक है? PIB. This is what you need to focus. GS paper 2, GS paper 3. है ना? ठीक है? Mains oriented article. So what will happen? PubEd article basically comes from the perspective of GS paper 2, 3 and 4. Anna, this is more than enough. Little bit analysis they have been doing. Okay. Please write that. Okay. You have written 9 PM. Plus one more website you need to refer. PIB. Although I am telling you for public administration, but you may be knowing that for everything you need to refer here, right? One service is there called Indian Information Service. You know about this? They are managing this. Doordarshan, Akashvani, PIB, everything they are doing. Oh, so a person who may be director of this, he is Indian Information Service officer. So directly go to one department. Check regularly if anything is coming here. Okay? See, today nothing came. But if you will check on for 21st, see. Just read that, but if you want to make notes, this much is enough. Right? What is important here? Grievance Redressal Assessment and Index 2022. Okay? So whenever news is coming like that, please focus on that. Okay? So initially you need to do this much, that is stage 1. Iske alawa you don't need to do anything. Okay? This stage is up to August when paper 1 will be over. Okay? After that we will start paper 02. Then you need to read one book, New Horizons of Public Administration by Mohit Bhattacharya. Although again the book is very, very old, the book is outdated. Why we need to refer this book? Because it has been seen that, one more thing, don't try to search. जैसे YouTube पे many people I have seen, they will search Mohit Bhattacharya, some guys, someone is explaining. Please don't do that. उससे कुछ नहीं होता. ठीक है? See, Mohit Bhattacharya, you are going to understand only when you have very good command on paper 1. See, this book is very important because line is coming in form of question in your UPSC. One line they will take from Mohit Bhattacharya and directly they will ask question on that. Right? That's why this book is very famous, very important also for paper 1, because Mohit Bhattacharya is basically a scholar of organization. So you will not find any writings of Mohit Bhattacharya which is related to paper 2. Always you will find that he writes about paper 1. After reading this, 2 books are also there. One is called Social Administration, okay? And one more is, I forgot the name, बहुत पतली सी book है. But what to read, that I will tell you. Because Social Administration, in that book, you will find about CPA, about social organization, many extra things are given. Not everything you need to read from these 2 extra books, but from this book you need to read everything line by line. Okay? From this book you write this plus 2 Mohit Bhattacharya books. What to read, that I will tell. Not every chapter you need to read. Okay. 𝐻𝐸 you don't need to refer. 𝐻𝐸 is kind of very simple. I will also cover. ठीक है. Although I will also cover Mohit Bhattacharya, but the way of writing is very good. That is why I will recommend you to read that book. Right. उसके बाद read one book by Ramesh Arora. Very thin book related to comparative public administration. Very famous by this name, Blue Book. Okay. This is your stage 02. Right? Then what will happen? Your foundation will be over. After that, stage 3 will start. That is called answer writing. Right? Answer writing. So what will happen before coming, when you are coming here, so many times it will happen, you will get one handout plus one question. One question also you will get. So you need to simply write that in 8 minutes. That is standard UPSC time, right? Then what will happen? In 10 days, right, you will get assignment test. Assignment test. That assignment test will contain only 7 questions. And those questions will be directly from your class, right? This answer writing means you will get 10 full length test. So have you heard of MGP in ForumIAS? Like that, USA, you need to come to the center, you need to give the test. Apart from these. And this will start from October only. From October it will start, in December it will end. Okay? So that from January we are completing focusing on prelims. Okay? So one more thing, since you are a student of public administration, whatever you are doing in GS, please continuously, regularly, please tell me that also. Okay? Because if you are preparing for 2024, by 15th January 24, everything must be over. Right? Essay preparation must be over, optional must be over. Okay? And if whenever I am telling you essay, optional, GS 1, 2, it means that reading, writing, okay? After writing, mentorship, you know that mentorship. Please use that. Please meet the person who has evaluated your copy in GS. Right? See, remember that how UPSC is knowing you first time. Okay, this is the person. It means what? Copy. Copy, na? So, focus on this also. Ultimately, UPSC is recognizing you that, okay, we need to call this person for interview by seeing your copy. Then they are going to see, okay, this person, this face. So, focus on copy. Lots of people, I have seen that. See, I am from JNU. I have studied everything from there. JNU is very famous for social science research. He may be knowing that because he is DU. And DU and JNU was like integrated university. So, after DU, everyone will switch from to JNU. I will tell you, guaranteed, the best scholars of PSIR, PubEd, sociology, economics, everything you will find there. But hardly any UPSC selection. So this is not the exam of content. You should be very clear. ये एग्जाम वो नहीं है कि पढ़ लिए मतलब हो ही गया, है ना? I know many people from there, they have not even cracked prelims, even after having complete command on their subject. Okay. People have scored 80 marks in essay, and if you will read their answer, you will feel that some scholar has written this. UPSC is completely different from what we are studying in university. That is why I am telling you, it doesn't matter whatever you have studied, from where you have studied, but if you have not done this, कोई फायदा नहीं है फिर. So, whenever you are getting chance for answer writing, please do that regularly, properly. Please don't miss any chance for answer writing. And one thing I will also tell you, what will happen after December, there will be open test in many small institute. Go and give. कोई problem नहीं है. Go and give. Whenever you are finding chance for writing the answer, just go and give. Just see what they are telling. Because ultimately, see, why you have joined test series or here? See, here when you will write, so I will tell you, okay, this is the mistake you are doing. Please don't do that. Okay? So simply take one A4 size paper, write, okay, on what points I need to improve. Just keep that in mind in next paper. Okay? So this is your stage 3, and stage 3 is the most, stage 1 theory part I told you, and stage 3 this answer writing part. They are very important. If you want to have a good command on this exam, when your foundations are over? मतलब अक्टूबर नवंबर ना? अच्छा, जनवरी. See, PubEd will. अच्छा, हाँ. Okay, see, October will cover everything. By October we'll cover everything, but this course is up to 2024. Okay? So, 2 months we are going to focus only on answer writing only. Nothing else. Because what will happen, test discussion I am going to take in class only. Okay? And many people, they have come like, very less idea, but they have performed very well and they got selected. After even selection, they didn't even believe that I got selected. So, this is the stages by which we need to prepare. Acha, anything you need to tell? Acha, one more thing. Acha, you will hear many things about PubEd that we need to cover. World Bank reports, UNDP reports, Niti Aayog report. See, that is my responsibility. You don't need to cover. I will cover. Okay? We'll cover everything. Because see, what is the problem? You need to study GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. That itself is a very big thing. Okay? So when you will get time for covering World Bank report? Just tell me. So if I will cover it from exam perspective. It will be very easy for you. And if I will cover, so I will give you notes in this format. ठीक है? अभी तो you will get 90. You will also get बीच में extra notes I will give you. Okay? But try to make class notes. Even if you are not making, this will help you much, but still try to make class notes. Right? Yojana, Kurukshetra, remember this. Yojana, Kurukshetra, Indian Express. 3 things remember, and 9 PM ForumIAS brief. Okay? Rest I will cover. You don't need to worry anything. Answer writing I told you. Syllabus also I told you. Current affair also I told you. Okay. From my side I have told you everything. Now whatever you want to ask, please ask. ठीक है? Question number 1, 2022. Question was, 1 minute, I will tell you. This was the question, na? Question number 1A. That is called conceptual clarity. ठीक है? So public administration has taken what from new public administration and how from new public management. But man, the problem is how the moment you are seeing question, you will able to get to know कि ये इसका question है how. उसके लिए चाहिए what conceptual clarity. See, I will tell you about NPA, New Public Administration. For understanding new public administration, you need to understand World War II. ठीक है? मतलब just in brief I will tell you, although we'll cover that in class also. See, when US started World War II, when Pearl Harbor happened and US decided that we are going to join this world war. ठीक है? What happened? So the people who can fight the war, everyone was sent for this war, right? And you know that who is going in war basically? In war who is going? अभी इंडिया में war हो जाए, अरे I will also go, you will also go. When let us say necessity हो गई, then who will go? All the male, they are preferred. You don't know that. All the male who are physically fit, and although priority is this. Now this has changed. But up to 1970, this was kind of very fixed rule. ठीक है? That is why territorial army एक होता है, territorial army. Have you heard about that? This is the concept there. They are the first person who are sent. They can't send female initially. क्योंकि that is very risky thing. है ना? That is very risky thing. So what happened? USA, when it joined war, they sent all the male who were, and see that society was different at that time. We are talking about 1940s. So we need to assume everything from that perspective. हाँ मतलब 40s you can think. ठीक है? So what happened when and from where they went? From industry, from manufacturing industry, from defense. So now who will work in the factory? So females started working in factory. So have you read about women's right? Just see, women's right movement became very strong after 1945. Why? Here I will tell you. See, we are talking from the perspective of USA. ठीक है? Then blacks, they joined industry. They started working as a labor. Then, see, we only think that blacks are the people who are exploited. But in reality, Latinas are also one group. Latin group people, they were also sought in a very negative way in US society. Not only this, even this group also, Asians. After 1970 only, the position of Asians have improved. ठीक है? So all these people joined the industry, whereas the rest people went to war. ठीक है? So what happened when US won the war and people came back? Around 12 lakhs, something like that. I may be wrong, but this is the figure people say. This much person were sent to war. In this, around 9 lakh people came back. Some 1.5 lakh killed. Something around 9 lakh people came back. ठीक है? Now tell me, the people who came back, अब क्या करेंगे? So, these people were removed and they were adjusted. Who were adjusted? Those 9 lakh people who came from the war. And In reservation, we read one concept. Any group, if it becomes important economically, then it starts doing what? Asserting itself. अरे वही तो है रिजर्वेशन मूवमेंट. जाट्स डिमांडिंग सी यादव्स इन उत्तर प्रदेश. Right? Economically, they have become strong. Now they are demanding their rights. After that, you will see, in response to that, civil rights movement started. Right? This we are talking about 1951-52. Women rights movement started. Okay? They also started protesting. That is why if you will see or read civil rights movement, or even if you see the movie, most of the incident you will find between 1950 to 1975. Right? So they started asserting themselves and they started questioning government. Ki whether government is really of any use or not. And if you will start questioning government, slowly and slowly, you will be very close to starting questioning administration. Because bureaucracy is one of the main pillar of government. Right? And that was the moment when public administration as a discipline was also in crisis. Because people started questioning, you are not solving this problem, then ultimately for what you are doing? And remember that it is not India that bureaucracy is for Manrega, bureaucracy is for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. In US economy is completely private based economy. US is a unique country in whole world. From day one, their economy is completely private based. Okay? There, if you'll talk about Manrega, they will simply put you out of the country. Okay? They don't believe in socialist or these things. Hai? In response to that, some scholars, right? Now we are talking about 1960. Some scholars met under the leadership of one professor, and that the name of that professor was Dwight Waldo. And NPA was born. Right? This is how. ये है आंसर वो हाउ का. लेकिन ये पता होना चाहिए. If you are knowing this, then only you will understand the question. ठीक है? Again, I will give you one example. You may be you may be like everywhere you may be reading about Woodrow Wilson. But if question is coming, we are not able to understand. This question is about Woodrow Wilson. See what happened in 1800. I am giving you some example. The same thing we are going to cover in class also. Question क्यों नहीं समझ में आता? अरे concept नहीं आएगा तो question कैसे आएगा? है ना? And don't think UPSC don't know this. ठीक है? They are also studying every material from market. है ना? That is why you are reading everything. But what you read didn't came, everything else came. है ना? See what happened in 1800. है ना? If we'll see that from 1800 in USA, what we say industrial revolution, little bit started from there. ठीक है? So in industrial revolution, one thing was there. For working in industries, people started migrating from villages to cities. So ये 1850, in 1850s, after 1850s, we see that in USA, industrial revolution was at its peak. But during this time, problems such as pollution. See where we are in Delhi in winters, you will find huge pollution. That was the condition of US in 1860s or 70s. Number 2, due to urbanization, lots of slum problem was there. You will read progressive era, there you will find these things written. Number 3, in industry, lots of strikes were there. Lots of strikes. And one concept you may be hearing, that is called crony capitalism. Have you heard about this? This is the era in USA when there was kind of, you will see, the rise of big industries. Have you heard this name? The person who invented this alternating current. Thomas, very big industrialist, that you know that. Thomas Alva Edison was also very, very big industrialist. See, jitne bhi discoverer you may have heard. General Electric, his company, headquartered in Gurgaon. हाँ सही में in India, General Electric is the first multinational company which came into India in Gurgaon. You may have heard one place, DLF Phase 2. Still today that is standing there. Gurgaon as a city developed due to only one thing, coming of General Electric. So the moment it came, government of India decided that now airport will be there. And Haryana decided that, okay, Gurgaon will be ekdam separate. है ना? So after that, the story is completely different. ठीक है? His company, General Electric. Okay? And he was also one person, people say, involved in this crony capitalism. ठीक है? So lots of strike, crony capitalism, and for everything, one thing was responsible, that was politics. Why? Because one system used to happen in US, that is called spoil system. What is spoil system? So let us say you are becoming Prime Minister of India one day. Okay? So you will decide who is going to be district collector of this district, SP of this district, commissioner of this zone, everything you will decide. Okay? So ये problem तो चल ही रहा था. What happened? One US president was there. He promised, he may have promised, his name was some Garfield, something like that. He promised some youth that you help us in election. After that, we will set you somewhere in administration. And after election, he forgot that, which is usually which leaders do. Then that person killed this president. Okay? So people demanded that why laws are not made for solving these kind of questions. Okay? And these thinkers came to be known as progressive thinkers, and that era is known as progressive era. And in the background of this, one student was there who was studying in one university. He was seeing everything, and then he was doing PhD. Then he thought what to write. So he simply wrote on these things, and he named that paper Study of Administration, and the student name was Woodrow Wilson. अब ये नहीं पता होगा तो यार ये कैसे होगा? What Woodrow Wilson has wrote कुछ unique नहीं है. It's simply like people are doing PhD and they are publishing paper. हाँ. What Woodrow Wilson wrote is exactly this. So he writes that in his paper that we are focusing on constitution rather than running day-to-day administration, which should focus on solving the problem. ठीक है? This is your answer when you will able to understand the question. है ना? UPSC syllabus में नहीं है तो क्यों करेंगे? You just tell me. See, these books focus only on one thing, UPSC syllabus. ठीक है? हाँ. See, Prasad and Prasad book is not written from the perspective of civil services exam. It is basically for those people who are doing PhD in organization. ठीक है? See, organization as a topic is very famous for studies. It is basically from management. ठीक है? हाँ, Prasad and Prasad is completely मतलब different track. But we are using that book. See, Osmania University is there in Hyderabad, na? Osmania University. One Rajasthan University is there and IGNOU. And one IIPA is there. Indian Institute, just you go to ITO Delhi, you will find there. These 4 universities are doing very good research in public administration right from 1950. Because in 1950, when Jawaharlal Nehru was Prime Minister, he called one person, his name was Paul Appleby. He came to India, he studied the administration, he also gave some recommendations. So on his recommendation only, these IIPA was established, then Osmania University started, they are having separate department on PubEd. So these, the names which you are saying, Prasad and Prasad, they are basically product of Osmania University. You just see a tribute they have written. This book we are writing as a tribute for whom? That person is professor, that person was professor in Osmania University. Right? So just मतलब little bit background if you will know, तब ठीक है ना? Anything else? See, question तो समझ में आने का एक ही तरीका है, concept. अगर concept you are not able to understand, नहीं आएगा समझ में, कोई चारा नहीं है ना? Anything else? आप बताइए, anything? नहीं, you? हाँ ठीक है ना? But if anything is there, I am giving you number. Just message me, call me. Nine three. Okay. This is my number.